But let's kick this thing off, and I want to bring up another football-related subject. Number one, it has to do with a gentleman who you may be familiar with. Name, Johnny Manziel, former Texas A&M quarterback, former Cleveland Browns quarterback, wants to be back in football. And the vehicle he's going to use will not be the CFL as speculated. He's going to get into the spring league and try to prove to NFL folks that he still has what it takes to be an NFL player. Spectacular career, Heisman Trophy winner, did a lot of unbelievable things. He did have issues, or does have issues, with substance abuse, and he says he's recently been diagnosed as being bipolar, but he's decided to work on a comeback, and he wants to use the spring league as that vehicle. And the spring league is not a very well-known entity. It is a vehicle. It is a means by which players can get in front of scouts and can get their skills out there. But nowadays, there's little for the literally thousands and thousands of players that go from college, major college, FBS, FCS, whatever level you want to talk about, and there's a lot of them in college football. They go from the end of their season, their careers are over. Now, if they could have an outlet, that would be fabulous. Now, the spring league is an option. Take a look at this map. Here is a map of all 32 teams in the NFL. Now, I had an idea years ago I would like to sort of rehash, and that is the idea that you have 32 teams. I would cut those 32 teams on that map into divisions, as we normally already have. 4 teams in each division, right? Well, those 4 teams, we could do it geographically, or we could do it by means of how they already have it, north, south, and whatnot, east, west, in both conferences. And they have every 4 teams shares players, and these are current players, these are future players, these are coaching candidates, these are officials in the front office as possible candidates. You could have a possibility of getting officials extra work and sharpening their skills. And this would be a springtime type league. Every 4 team, every division shares in the costs. They play about 10 games. And this is something, we saw it in the World League. We saw it in NFL Europe. We saw it in a lot of different entities. But I think it's time to bring this back. You have these teams, they don't play in the major cities. So they wouldn't play in LA, or they wouldn't play in DC, or they wouldn't play in Chicago. Play in college towns. College towns all have big stadiums. Let's have them play there and share those costs. It would have to be a very bare-boned thing to start with, but I think it's got possibilities, and I'd love to know what you all think about it. Go to @UnsafeSpacesUSA on Twitter and let us know, or go to producer@UnsafeSpacesUSA